Hey everybody, welcome back to Gideon Stuff. Today, I've got a little bit of a weird video because we're going to be looking at a knife that I know is not on anyone's radar. Anyone in the serious knife community at any point, at any rate. The knife we're looking at is this knife here from Haus. Haus? Haus? Whatever. The way I got this knife is kind of interesting. I bought a BB gun for over 4th of July. I was going camping with my family. My younger brothers were going to be there, and it's right close to, it's kind of between their birthdays. So I bought some BB guns to, go and give them and shoot around with and stuff. And one of the BB guns that I got, inside there was a little card for a free knife. In fact, do I have that card? All right, after a very quick search, I decided I didn't really want to look for that card. I probably got thrown away anyways. But anyways, if you went on their website and wrote a review for their BB gun, you could get a free knife. And I was like, well, I'm a reviewer, so and I do stuff with knives, so I'm going to write this review of this BB gun and get this free knife. And so you select the knives, and actually, there on the site, you don't really get to see the knife that you're selecting. They just give you the names. So I selected the one called the Colossus. Yeah. Afterwards, I went through their site, and it's Barra air guns, by the way. And I found the knife. It was going for $20 was the price for this. And originally, I was going to get this and make kind of a stupid joking video. Like the video I did on the that weird little green booger camp knife. But I actually decided that I wanted to give this a semi-serious review. Just because, it's interesting to look at knives from all kinds of different price points. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So to open this $20 knife, we're going to be using my my WE Knives Mine X, which is actually kind of, no, I'm just kidding. I've already been in here. I know what we're looking at, so let's do this. Warning, cut hazard, sharp blades. Do not use if damage or blade is loose. Okay, well, anyways, we'll see if it's sharp. Yeah, you guys like that tip down clip? So here's the, sorry, adjusting my chair. Here's the Haus Colossus. Let's go ahead and get into our size comparisons. First of all, we're going to measure the blade length. 3.5 inches, pretty much on the dot. That's pretty cool. And then handle, looking at pretty much 5 inches exactly. So 8.5 inch knife. Not exactly colossal, but definitely not tiny either. There are definitely some cold steels that give this a run for its money. In fact, we can bring out the 4 Max Scout, which is definitely bigger. But still, this knife is not small. So anyways, let's go ahead and do our regular size comparisons. Let's get everything out of the way. So here's our Rat 1. Rat 1, Rat 2. Jeez. You'd think I get it right by accident sometimes. So, kind of a Rat 2 size knife. Rat 1 size knife. Gosh dang it, Gideon. Oh, man. This might be a fun review. Here it is against the Civivi Elementum and the Civivi Praxis. So again, kind of Praxis sized. The Praxis is not a small knife by any means. Let's get out our flagship comparisons here. Benchmade Bug Out and Spyderco PM2. Yeah, again, not a small knife, but maybe not colossal. And of course, because we have to, we got to bring out our Gerbers. There's the full-size paraframe and the mini. Yeah. Okay, so what are we looking at here in terms of materials? So this is a stainless steel liner lock with a steel clip, tip down right hand carry only. The blade is 8CR13 MOV. According to them, it's not marked on the blade, but that's what the website says. And these are G10 handles. So yeah, right now I want to check the sharpness. I have not cut anything with this guy. I'm not easing this. This is not going to be like a proper review like most of my other reviews where I carry the knife a lot, because no, I'm not carrying this. But I do want to talk about it. So let's see how the sharpness is. Okay, you know what? Yeah. Okay. It definitely does have an edge. And you saw where it caught right there at the beginning. Yeah, I do want to talk about that. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Yeah. You know what? Maybe I should go cut up some cardboard. In fact, yeah. We're going to go do that. All right, let's cut some cardboard with our Colossus. So, yeah, he's not the thinnest thing ever, but he does cut. 8CR steel, not going to hold an edge forever. It is easy to sharpen up. I'm not a big fan of 8CR at this price point, though, for 20 bucks. It's not bad. He's already going dull, though. I'm going to have to sharpen him. Oh, my goodness gracious, yeah. The edge geometry is not that great. I'm going to have to lay the edge back a little bit. But, yeah, for 20 bucks, they could have given us, like, 5CR. So... oof. Yeah. How are the ergos? Actually, they're really good. The ergos are very nice on this knife. The clip, despite it being up here, is not terrible. I can feel it. It would be better if it was tip up, but whatever. How's the action? Push button it. Yeah, you can get to deploy. Light switch it. Let's give it a little bit of wrist. A little bit more. Yeah. We'll talk more about the action at the table. They have a really good detent on here, but the washers and the pivot don't do any favors. You cannot... oh! Ouch! Ow! That actually hurt. Ouch. Yeah, very sharp in the hole. Do not finger flick it. Thumb flick it. Yeah, kind of. How's it carry? The clip actually works good. Like, decent. Not the best clip, not the worst clip. I do not like that it's tip down only, but, you know. Whatever. Let's get back to the table, shall we? Alright, so, this is usually the part of the review where I say, well, now let's sit down and talk about what I like and don't like. But in this case, I think it's more appropriate to just kind of do an overview of what we're looking at here. So, yeah. The first thing that you might notice looking at this, does this kind of look like a Koenig Arius? Maybe a little bit. However, I don't think that it's an intentional copy, and, well, I mean, it's not really a copy exactly. They're not trying to make a Koenig Arius here. So, first thing I want to talk about is the ergos, because the ergos are really dang good. This knife is so comfortable. You have plenty of room on that handle. The way it's shaped here with the swell, this area here, it just really locks you in. It's very comfortable. Access to the liner is fantastic. Yeah, you can get to that all day, every day. That is great. For me, when I hold the knife, my 2 fingers go in there, which is really comfortable. The clip, yes, it is tipped down. It's one position, tipped down right side-ish. But it's a good clip. It works reliably. It's got good tension to it. It's not like it just, on a lot of knives at this price, you can literally just bend the clip over like Play-Doh. You can't do that here, so that's really, really cool. Next, this G10 is actually pretty good. It's nice and grippy. I do like this G10. It was sharp out of the box, which is good. Centering is, focus up camera, maybe off to this side a little bit, but it's very well centered for the price. Blade play, no. This thing is locked up solid. It really is. That is cool. This drop point blade is going to be very useful for a lot of people. That's nice. Grind, it is a hollow grind, but yeah, it's not exactly a laser beam behind the edge. So yeah, however, the blade is not as thick as you might expect. Not saying it's a thin blade. Shut up. Someone's beeping at me. Don't know if you guys heard that. I just shouted shut up for no reason. It's about the thickness of a Rat 1. So not super thin, but also not like gigantically a brick. So that's nice. And next thing I want to talk about is I think the materials are very appropriate for the price. G10 steel and an 8CR13 steel for the blade. All this at $20, I feel like that's pretty appropriate. I really do. Compare it to things like CRKT tuna, which is basically the exact same materials for $50. Yeah, CRKT, please do better. Anyways, I do feel like the materials match here. Next thing I want to talk about is the detent. Listen to this. See how it gets sucked in there? See how, hear that pop? Watch how it gets sucked in here at the end. This knife has a very good detent. A very strong detent. Now, the pivot system, they have this fat plastic washer on one side and then a smaller one on the other side. Haus blades, if you're watching, which I hope you are, put something better in your pivot, because if you do and you have this kind of a detent, you will have a great action. Look, as it is, the knife does not want to come out really. If you give it enough of a, see, there it almost came out. If you give it enough of a oomph, it'll come out and lock up. Haus, whatever. You have the beginnings of something good here. You really do. Okay? We'll get into that more later. Some stuff that's just kind of negative. That detent being so strong makes it very hard to use this guy with any other opening method. So, yeah. The sharpening is not that great. Let's zoom in here. Focus camera. Yeah, see those like notches down there by where the kind of choil's supposed to be? Yeah, that's not pretty. It'll be easy to fix though. And they did they made it sharp at least, we'll say that. Hardware, not a big fan of. We already talked about the washer situation. The lockup is at 50% already. And look at that big old detent ball. That's why they have such a strong detent. The paint on the liner, focus. The paint on the liners is chipping and on the clip already. I suspect the same thing would happen to the blade if I used it. Yeah. Another thing, the blade to handle ratio, whoops, is way off. At least it looks really off. That's not something I love. So, I'm not going to nitpick anymore because you can probably already guess some of the problems with this knife. But here's the thing I'm going to say. I'm decently surprised. For $20, this isn't bad. And please, Haus, if you're listening, I would love to see you improve this knife. I really would. I think it would be a good knife. And if you do make improvements, send me one. Absolutely. I would love to take a look at it. Maybe put bearings in the pivot. Maybe, put some phosphor bronze or something in there. Fix it. Because you have the beginnings of something really good here. Great ergos, good detent. I'm surprised to say. You have the beginnings of something great. You just need to work on it. So, final conclusions on the Haus Colossus. Is it a great knife? No, it's not. In fact, look at how huge that flipper tab is. But, look, here. Wow, I just kicked my table and knocked it over again. Whatever. Haus, whatever. If you're listening, please do some redesigns. Just do some fixes. That's all you need. Fix the pivot. Put something in there that'll give it a good action. Make the clip multi-position. I think that'd be good. Fix your lockup issues. Yeah, because honestly, this knife is pretty well built. There's no blade play. It's decently centered. It's a very strong construction. Look at all those standoffs. I think this could be a really, really cool knife. I really do. It just needs some work. Just some little tweaks. So, yeah, that's all I have today, guys. If you like the video, leave it a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.